I have always loved to do stuff like this. I love to work with my hands, so yes, I've always liked to tinker.
Jane Sharp never feels more at home than when she's surrounded by disembodied heads and plastic sets of eyes. That's because she's in the middle of an important surgery, doll surgery.
The wood pulp contracts and expands at a different rate than the paint that's on the outside, and so the paint cracks. Patch it with Bondo, and then you paint it with either automotive paint or a petroleum product lacquer.
It sounds like you're talking about a 57 Chevy instead of a doll.
It does. It's the same thing. Same thing.
Well, serving as a doll doctor may seem like an unusual hobby, but for Jane, it's just another day at the office. And when she's not bringing back Barbies or reviving rag dolls, she's busy helping to run the Granbury Doll House.
We get visitors from all over the world. We've had people from Indonesia, from Puerto Rico, from England, all over. We had one fella came with his wife and daughter, and he says, I've just got to tell you, I've been in doll museums all over the United States with my wife, and I've never enjoyed one like I enjoyed y'all's. And that's usually the reaction.
From President Clinton to a collection of Kewpie dolls, this life-size Victorian-style dollhouse has it all. And it all started when Jane's sister Barbara went out in search of a home.
All my childhood is coming back. Wizard of Oz?
No.
For their collection of childhood dolls.
They are just lovely.
My sister said, what are you going to do with your dolls? And I said, I'm going to leave them to a museum. And so one day she said, why don't we put in a museum? And I said, okay, you find us a place. And my sister is just, well, I'm trying to think of a nice word to use. But she's chutzpah. She's just full of it, and she just went down to the city manager and says, we want to put in a museum and we need a place to do it. And he did it.
This one is a more modern one.
Well, as girls, Jane and Barbara each had hundreds of dolls.
Isn't that neat?
Yes.
But today, that collection sits at around 6,000 from strangers seeking to give their childhood toys a second life.
We find dolls on our doorstep. Sometimes we kind of feel like we're an orphanage, you know. And we just love every bit of it.
Come on in, ladies.
Well, they say that a doll is a friend and a playmate, a lot more than a toy. It's a bond to childhood that can bring so much joy. And for Jane, Barbara, and anyone else who fondly remembers Chatty Cathy or Raggedy Ann, the Granbury Dollhouse is much more than a house full of toys. It's a collection of memories.
Each doll has its own story. For instance, this Sissy in the pink dress, that was one of mine. So when I go through and I see my dolls, it brings back memories of my childhood.
It's all about memories, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's mainly about memories.
I love that story.
Me too, and we've got plenty more where that came from.
Just click on the subscribe button and keep traveling with us.